your chance to be ruthless.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be...
You know how it is, you want to stay in the loop, get the knowledge, but who really has the time for all the digging?
Yeah, wading through everything. It's a lot.
Exactly. So that's what we do here at the Deep Dive.
We basically boil it all down, find the core stuff, the really interesting bits, so you don't have to.
Think of it as getting the quick essential download.
Precisely.
And today we're looking at something that's popped up quite a bit, Billie Eilish. Specifically, her 2025 skincare routine.
Right. We've got a pretty detailed overview compiled from, well, various sources.
And our mission really is to figure out, okay, what's her approach? What makes it stand out now in 2025?
And what does it maybe tell us about, wider trends or even just her own evolution? Because it's not just about the products.
Definitely seems like there's more to it. There are some surprising angles we found.
Yeah, it's quite insightful, actually.
Okay, so maybe let's start with context. Like, who is Billie Eilish right now in 2025? She's 23.
Right, 23. Still a huge music force, obviously. Grammy winner many times over. But she's also really carved out this space in, clean beauty.
Yeah, she's become a real voice there, hasn't she?
A significant one. And not just talking about it, she founded her own line, Blue by Billie.
Blue by Billie, right. And it feels more substantial than, just slapping a name on something.
Oh, absolutely. Sources say she's genuinely involved, big on ingredient transparency, really wanting people to know what's in their products.
That's a major shift from how things used to be.
Totally. And ethical sourcing is another pillar for Blue. Plus, she talks a lot about skin positivity.
Which means, moving away from perfection.
Exactly. Embracing your actual skin, focusing on health, not hiding flaws. She's really pushing back against those super filtered ideals.
Right.
Protecting the skin barrier is key for her.
So the vibe is confident, authentic,
yeah,
healthy skin.
Yeah. Refreshingly real is a phrase that comes up.
Yeah.
And her routine definitely mirrors that whole philosophy.
Okay, that sets the stage nicely. So the big question. What is she actually using? What's in the routine?
Well, the overall theme seems to be hydration, protection, and calming. She's mentioned having combination skin, sometimes leaning dry, especially when she's on tour.
Makes sense. Travel, stage makeup,
yeah,
that takes a toll. So morning routine, walk us through it.
Okay, morning. Start simple. A gentle gel cleanser. The key ingredients mentioned are chamomile and green tea.
Calming and antioxidant? Nice.
Right. Gentle start. Then she follows up with a hydrating toner. This one's from her own Blue line.
Ah, using her own products. What's in that?
Rose water and hyaluronic acid are the highlights. So soothing plus that major hydration boost from the HA.
Okay, hydration check. What's next? Serum.
Yep, a lightweight serum. This one's got niacinamide, great for pores, redness, and peptides for firmness.
Kind of an all-rounder then.
Seems like it. Then comes moisturizer. It features ceramides, which are crucial for the skin barrier, and jojoba oil.
Jojoba oil. That's meant to be quite similar to skin's natural oils, right?
Exactly. So it moisturizes well without being too heavy. And finally, the absolute must-have.
SPF. Let me guess. High effect.
SPF 50. Mineral-based.
Okay.
And importantly, it's tinted.
Oh, good. Avoids that chalky white cast mineral sunscreens can sometimes have.
Right. Makes it much more wearable day-to-day for more people.
Smart. Okay, that's the morning covered. What about nighttime? More involved.
Yeah, a bit more going on in the evening. Starts with a double cleanse.
Oil first, then gel.
You got it. Oil cleanser to break down makeup, SPF, all that stuff. Then the same gentle gel cleanser she uses in the morning to get everything properly clean.
Makes sense, especially with performance makeup.
Definitely. Then about twice a week, she adds an exfoliating mask, but it's an enzyme-based one.
Ah, so gentler than a physical scrub.
Much gentler. Enzymes dissolve the dead skin cells, so less irritation potential, which fits her calming theme.
Consistent philosophy there. Then what?
After cleansing or masking, she applies an overnight recovery serum. This has squalane super hydrating and licorice root.
Licorice root. That's for brightening and calming. Right?
Yep. Helps with evening out skin tone and reducing any redness or inflammation. Like a little repair crew working overnight.
Nice. And moisturizer. Heavier than the morning one.
Yeah, described as a heavy-duty moisturizer for the night, really sealing everything in. And one of the things she apparently uses a lot, particularly with travel.
Let me guess. Something for eyes.
A cooling eye mask. She finds it really helps with under-eye puffiness, especially after flights.
A travel staple for sure. Anything else, like gadgets or treatments?
Yes, she's also mentioned using LED light therapy masks, specifically red light.
Red light. That's supposed to be anti-inflammatory, isn't it?
Yeah.
And good for collagen.
That's the idea. Skin rejuvenation, calming inflammation at a deeper level. So it's a mix of topicals and some tech.
Interesting blend. Okay, so we know the what. How about the when? When did this focus on skincare really kick in for her? Was she always into it?
Not intensely from the start, it seems. Reports suggest her interest kind of sparked around 2020. But the real turning point looks like 2022.
Right.
That's when she started opening up about her own struggles with acne and also eczema.
Right, I remember her talking about that. Linked it to heavy makeup and stress.
Yeah, exactly. The pressures of her job, basically.
Yeah.
So dealing with those issues seems to have really shifted her focus.
Made it more personal.
Definitely. Then around 2023, coinciding with getting back to major global touring, she apparently started investing more seriously in figuring out a routine that really worked.
Touring must just wreck your skin. Different climates, planes, lack of sleep.
Absolutely. And a key moment mentioned is when she was on tour in Asia, she met a dermatologist in Seoul.
Ah, Seoul. K-Beauty Central.
Right. And this dermatologist apparently helped her reset everything. Simplified her routine, focused on really minimal, nourishing steps to just rebuild her skin barrier.
So less about quick fixes, more about long-term health.
Precisely. A real shift from just covering things up or pure glam towards prioritizing that healthy glow from within.
Okay, so we have the what and the when. What about the where? Like, does she have some elaborate setup or is it adaptable because she travels so much?
It's definitely got to be adaptable. Portability is key. She reportedly has a very curated travel kit.
Makes sense.
Compact, refillable containers, thinking about sustainability there too, and obviously TSA friendly.
Practicality is everything on the road. What about at home in LA?
There, it's described as more of a minimalist vanity setup. Good natural light is mentioned, which is always helpful. And she does have one of those little skincare fridges.
Ah, the mini fridge trend. What does she keep in there?
Things like calming mists, eye gels, probably those cooling masks, and certain serums like vitamin C, which can degrade faster at room temperature, keeps them stable, and adds that cooling effect.
Shows real dedication, having a separate fridge just for skincare.
It does. And it's not just at home or the hotel.
Yeah.
Even backstage, she apparently incorporates little rituals.
Like what? Quick masks.
Yeah, sheet masks for a quick hydration hit, sometimes a portable humidifier to counteract dry air in venues or dressing rooms, and just constantly sipping water.
Hydration from the inside out. It's all connected.
Totally. It seems less about where she is and more about carving out that moment, creating a sort of calming ritual for herself, wherever she is, a mental reset button.
Which kind of leads perfectly into the why, doesn't it? Why does she prioritize this so much now? It feels like it runs deeper than just appearances.
I think you're right. It seems really connected to her emotional state. She's talked about how taking care of her skin actually helps with her anxiety.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and boosts her confidence. That physical act of self-care having a direct mental benefit.
That's powerful and probably helpful in navigating fame.
She suggested that too. Like having this consistent grounding routine is a way to stay anchored when everything else is so demanding and image-focused.
A little pocket of control and self-nurturing in a crazy world.
Exactly. It's like self-protection, literally protecting her skin barrier, but also emotionally carving out space for herself.
And it ties into her other values too, right? The clean, cruelty-free stuff.
Absolutely. Her focus on clean ingredients, ethical sourcing, sustainability, it's all part of the same package. Launching Blue by Billie is a clear example of putting those values into action. It aligns her routine with her wider message.
So it's really holistic. Physical, mental, ethical, all connected.
Yeah, it's quite integrated.
Which brings us, I guess, to the big so what for our listeners. How can someone take inspiration from this? Not necessarily copy it product for product, but apply the philosophy.
Right, that's the really useful part. It's not about needing Billie's exact routine or budget.
So what are the key principles someone could adopt?
Start simple. That's number one. Billie didn't get here overnight. Figure out your own skin type and build gradually. Focus on those core ideas we saw. Calming ingredients, maybe non-toxic if that aligns with you.
Hydration was huge.
Massive. hydration, supporting that skin barrier ceramides, gentle handling, and daily SPF. Seriously, SPF every day. Those are pretty universal wins.
And consistency seemed vital too.
Absolutely crucial. Treating it like a ritual, like Billie does. Not a chore, but a moment for yourself, even if it's just 5 minutes. That regularity makes the difference.
Okay, down a practical tip?
Batch test. Always. If you're trying something new, test it on a small spot first. Her whole focus on skin health really underlines being careful and listening to your skin.
So be mindful, be consistent, focus on health, not hype.
You nailed it. And, thinking about our listeners wanting efficient info, Billie's routine kind of embodies that too in a way. It focuses on effective essentials, not a million complicated steps, streamlined for results.
Okay, great insights. So wrapping up this deep dive on Billie Eilish's 2025 skincare, what are the main headlines?
I'd say it's a thoughtful, effective routine that's really woven into her broader sense of self-care and her values like sustainability. It's refreshingly real.
Yeah, less about trends, more about health and authenticity.
Exactly. And understanding that approach, whether you're a Billie fan into skincare or just curious, hopefully gives you something valuable.
Food for thought, definitely.
Which maybe leads to a final thought for everyone listening. How do your own routines, whatever they are, skincare or otherwise, connect back to your sense of well-being? In this crazy fast world, are you carving out those mindful moments for yourself, like Billie seems to be doing with her skincare?
That's a really good question to ponder. How do those small rituals ground us?
Something to think about.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for exploring this with us today.
Always interesting.
Until next time on The Deep Dive, stay curious.
If you loved this deep dive, make sure to hit like and subscribe for more behind-the-scenes stories of your favorite influencers. Drop a comment below who should we cover next. Stay curious, and see you next time.
Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget.